Suffolk County, New York. Suffolk County is the easternmost county in the U.S. state of New York. It is located on the eastern end of Long Island. According to the 2020 United States Census, the county's population was 1,525,920, making it the fourth most populous county in New York State, after New York City's Brooklyn, Queens, and Manhattan. Its county seat is Riverhead, though most county offices are in Hauppauge. The county was named after the county of Suffolk in England, from where its earliest European settlers came. Suffolk County incorporates the easternmost extreme of the New York City metropolitan area. The geographically largest of Long Island's 4 counties and the second largest of 62 counties in New York State, Suffolk measures 86 miles 138 km in length and 26 miles 42 km in width, at its widest including water. Most of the island is near sea level, with over 1,000 miles of coastline. Like other parts of Long Island, the high population density and relative closeness to New York City means that the economy has a mix of industry and science satellite to the city, alongside more rural activities like agriculture, a fishery, and tourism. Major scientific research facilities in Suffolk County include Brookhaven National Laboratory in Upton, Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory in Huntington, and Plum Island Animal Disease Center on Plum Island. The county is also home to several major universities such as Stony Brook University and Farmingdale State College. History. Suffolk County was part of the Connecticut colony before becoming an original county of the province of New York, one of 12 created in 1683. From 1664 until 1683, it had been the East Riding of Yorkshire. Its boundaries were essentially the same as at present, with only minor changes in the boundary with its western neighbor, which was originally Queens County but has been Nassau County since the separation of Nassau from Queens in 1899. According to the Suffolk County website, the county is the leading agricultural county in the state of New York, saying that the weather is temperate, clean water is abundant, and the soil is so good that Suffolk is the leading agricultural county in New York State. That Suffolk is still number 1 in farming, even with the development that has taken place, is a tribute to geography. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the county has an area of 2,373 square miles, 6,150 km2, of which 912 square miles, 2,360 km2, is land, and 1,461 square miles, 3,780 km2, 62% is water. It is the second largest county in New York by total area and occupies 66% of the land area of Long Island. Suffolk County occupies the central and eastern part of Long Island, in the extreme east of New York State. The eastern end of the county splits into 2 peninsulas, known as the North Fork and the South Fork. The county is surrounded by water on 3 sides, including the Atlantic Ocean and Long Island Sound, with 980 miles, 1,580 km of coastline. The eastern end contains large bays. The highest elevation in the county, and on Long Island as a whole, is James Hill in West Hills, at 401 feet 122 m above sea level. This low-lying geography means that much of the county is vulnerable to sea level rise. Climate. Suffolk County sits at the convergence of climate zones, including the humid continental DFA and humid subtropical CFA, bordering closely on an oceanic climate CFB. The majority of the county by land area is in the DFA zone. Summers are cooler at the east end than in the western part of the county. The hardness zone is Savina, except in Copiague Harbor, Lindenhurst, and Montauk, where it is 7. Average monthly temperatures in Hauppauge range from 31.0 deg F 0.6 deg C in January to 74.0 deg F 23.3 deg C in July, and in the Riverhead town center they range from 30.1 deg F 1.1 deg C in January to 72.8 deg F 22 Prism Climate Group, Oregon State U. On February 9, 2013, Suffolk County was besieged with 30 inches of snow, making it the largest day of snowfall on record in Suffolk. Adjacent counties: Nassau County Wests. Fairfield County, Connecticut Northwests. New Haven County, Connecticut North. Middlesex County, Connecticut North. New London County, Connecticut North. Washington County, Rhode Island Northeast. National Protected Areas: Amagansett National Wildlife Refuge, Conscience Point National Wildlife Refuge, Elizabeth A. Morton National Wildlife Refuge, Fire Island National Seashore, Sayville National Wildlife Refuge, Seatup National Wildlife Refuge, Target Rock National Wildlife Refuge, Wertheim National Wildlife Refuge. Demographics: According to the 2010 U.S. Census, there were 1,493,350 people and 569,985 households residing in the county. The census estimated Suffolk County's population decreased slightly to 1,481,093 in 2018, representing 7.5% of the census estimated New York State population of 19,745,289 and 19.0% of the census estimated long. The population density in 2010 was 1637 people per square mile, 633/km2, with 569,985 households at an average density of 625 per square mile, 242/km2. However, by 2012, with an estimated total population increasing moderately to 1,499,273, there were 569,359 housing units. As of 2006, Suffolk County was the 21st most populous county in the United States. By 2014, the county's racial makeup was estimated at 85.2% white, 8.3% African American, 0.6% Native American, 4.0% Asian, 0.1% Pacific Islander, and 1.8% from two or more races. Those identifying as Hispanic or Latino of any race were 18.2% of the population. Those who identified as white alone, not being of Hispanic or Latino origin, represented 69.3% of the population. In 2006, the county's racial or ethnic makeup was 83.6% white, 75.4% white non-Hispanic. African Americans were 7.4% of the population. Asians stood at 3.4% of the population. 5.4% were of other or mixed race. Latinos were 13.0% of the population. In 2007, Suffolk County's most common ethnicities were Italian 29.5%, Irish 24.0%, and German 17.6%. In 2002, the New York Times cited a study by the nonprofit group Erase Racism, which determined Suffolk and its neighboring county, Nassau, to be the most racially segregated suburbs in the United States. In 2006, there were 469,299 households, of which 37.0% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 62.0% were married couples living together, 10.80% had a female householder with no husband present, and 18.30% of all households were made up of individuals, and 7.80% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.96 and the average family size was 3.36. In the county, the population was spread out, with 26.10% under the age of 18, 7.60% from 18 to 24, 31.20% from 25 to 44, 23.30% from 45 to 64, and 11.80% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 36 years. For every 100 females, there were 95.90 males. For every 100 females aged 18 and over, there were 92.80 males. In 2008, Forbes magazine released its American Community Survey and named Suffolk County number 4 in its list of the top 25 richest counties in America. In 2016, according to Business Insider, the 11,962 zip code encompassing Sagaponack, within Southampton, was listed as the most expensive in the U.S. with a median home sale price of $8.05 million. The median income for a household in the county was $84,767, and the median income for a family was $72,112. Males had a median income of $50,046 versus $33,281 for females. The per capita income for the county was $26,577. Using a weighted average from 2009 to 2014, about 6.40% of the population were below the poverty line in earlier censuses. The population below the poverty line included 2.70% of those under age 18 and 2.30% of those aged 65 or over. Law and government. Suffolk County had long been a Republican bastion in New York State. U.S. Congressman Rick Lazio, who opposed Hillary Clinton in the 2000 Senate race, was from Suffolk County. However, recent elections have turned the county more toward the Democrats. In 2003, Democrat Steve Levy was elected county executive, ending longtime Republican control. In 2001, Democrat Thomas Spota was elected district attorney and ran unopposed in 2005. Although Suffolk voters gave George H.W. Bush a victory here in 1992, the county voted for Bill Clinton in 1996 and continued the trend by giving Al Gore an 11% victory in the county in 2000. 2004 Democratic candidate John Kerry won by a much smaller margin of 1%. In 2008, Democratic candidate Barack Obama won by a slightly larger 4.4% margin, 52% minus 47%. In 2016, Republican candidate Donald Trump won Suffolk County by a 6.9% margin after absentees, marking the largest margin of victory for the Republicans since 1988. It was the only large county over 200,000 voters in New York State that Donald Trump won. In 2020. In percentage terms, it was the closest county in the state, although Ontario County and Warren County had narrow raw vote margins of just 33 and 57. Suffolk was one of 5 counties in the state that Trump won by less than 500 votes. With Tarrant County, Texas, and Maricopa County, Arizona flipping Democratic in 2020, Suffolk was the most populous county in the nation to vote for Trump. Suffolk County is represented by 3 New York congressional districts, the 1st and parts of the 2nd and 3rd. The 3rd is held by the Democratic Party, while the 1st and 2nd are held by Republicans. Lee Zeldin represents the 1st district, which includes almost half of the county, from Smithtown to Montauk, including the Hamptons and Riverhead. The 2nd district is represented by Republican Andrew Garbarino and includes parts of southern Suffolk and Nassau counties. The 3rd district is largely split between Nassau County and Suffolk counties and is represented by Tom Suozzi. A Democrat, Suozzi won the seat vacated by Steve Israel in 2016 after Israel declined to seek re-election. As a whole, both Suffolk and Nassau counties are considered swing counties. However, until 2016, they tended not to receive significant attention from presidential candidates, as the state of New York has turned reliably Democratic at the national level. In 2008 and 2012, Hofstra University in Nassau County hosted a presidential debate. Hofstra hosted the first debate of the 2016 presidential election season on September 26, 2016, making Hofstra the first college or university in the United States to host a presidential debate in 3 consecutive elections. The presence on the 2016 ticket of Westchester County resident Hillary Clinton and Manhattan resident Donald Trump resulted in greater attention by the candidates to the concerns of Long Island. Trump visited Long Island voters and donors at least 4 times, while Clinton made 1 stop for voters and 1 additional stop in the Hamptons for donors. Suffolk County executives. Asterisk appointed to complete Cohalan's term. Levy was originally elected as a Democrat, but became a Republican in 2010. Suffolk County Legislature. The county has 18 legislative districts, each represented by a legislator. As of 2022, there were 10 Republicans, 7 Democrats, and 1 conservative. The partisan voting index is as of the 2012 and 2016 presidential elections. Republicans controlled the county legislature until a landmark election in November 2005, where 3 Republican seats switched to the Democrats, giving them control. In November 2007, the Democratic Party once again retained control over the Suffolk County legislature, picking up 1 seat in the process. In November 2009, the Republican Party regained the seat lost in 2007 but remained in the minority for the 2010–2011 session. In November 2011, the Democratic Party maintained control over the Suffolk County legislature, picking up 1 seat that had been held by an Independence Party member. In November 2013, the Republican Party gained the 14th district seat, but remained in the minority until 2021, when the GOP flipped the county legislature, picking up 3 seats with incumbents Robert Calarco, the sitting majority leader, and Susan Berland lost their bids for re-election. During the 2020–2021 session, 7th District legislator Robert Calarco served as presiding officer, a position he was elected to in 2020. 5th District legislator Cara Hahn served as deputy presiding officer. 18th District legislator William Spencer served as majority leader for the Democrats until his arrest for soliciting prostitution in a drugs for sex scandal. Law enforcement. Police services in the 5 western towns, Babylon, Huntington, Islip, Smithtown, and Brookhaven, are provided primarily by the Suffolk County Police Department. The 5 East End towns, Riverhead, Southold, Shelter Island, East Hampton, and Southampton, maintain their own police and other law enforcement agencies. Also, there are a number of villages, such as Amityville, Lloyd Harbor, Northport, and Westhampton Beach, that maintain their own police forces. In an unusual move, the village of Greenport in 1994 voted to abolish its police department and turn responsibility for law and order over to the Southold Town Police Department. After the Long Island State Parkway Police was disbanded in 1980, all state parkways in Suffolk County became the responsibility of Troop L of the New York State Police, headquartered at Republic Airport. State parks, such as Robert Moses State Park, are the responsibility of the New York State Park Police, based at Belmont Lake State Park. In 1996, the Long Island Railroad Police Department was consolidated into the Metropolitan Transportation Authority Police, which has jurisdiction over all rail lines in the county. Since the New York State Legislature created the New York State University Police in 1999, they are in charge of all law enforcement services for State University of New York property and campuses. The State University Police have jurisdiction in Suffolk County at Stony Brook University and Farmingdale State College. The Suffolk County Sheriff's Office is a separate agency. The sheriff, an elected official who serves a 4-year term, operates the 2 Suffolk County correctional facilities in Yaphank and Riverhead, provides county courthouse security and detention, service and enforcement of civil papers, evictions, and warrants. The sheriff's office is also responsible for securing all county-owned property, such as county government office buildings, as well as the campuses of the Suffolk County Community College. As of 2008, the Suffolk County Sheriff's Office employed 275 deputy sheriffs, 850 corrections officers, and about 200 civilian staff. Suffolk County has a long maritime history with several outer barrier beaches and hundreds of square miles of waterways. The Suffolk Police Marine Bureau patrols the 500 square miles, 1,000 km2 of navigable waterways within the police district. Some Suffolk County towns asleep: Brookhaven, Southampton, East Hampton, Babylon, Huntington, Smithtown also employ various bay constables and other local marine patrol, which are sworn armed peace officers with full arrest powers, providing backup to the Suffolk Police Marine Bureau as well as the United States Coast Guard. This includes Fire Island and parts of Jones Island, barrier beaches, and the islands of the Great South Bay. Marine units also respond to water and ice rescues on the inland lakes, ponds, and streams of the district. In February 2019, Legislator Robert Trotter R. Fort Salonga put forward a resolution to recover salary and benefits from James Burke, the county's former police chief. Burke had pled guilty to beating a man while in police custody and attempting to conceal it, and the county had paid the victim $1.05 million in a settlement. It had also paid Burke more than $500,000 in benefits and salary while Burke was concealing his conduct. Trotter said that the faithless servant doctrine in New York common law gave him the power to claw back the compensation. The Suffolk County Legislature supported the suit unanimously. The following month, Suffolk County Executive Steve Bellone signed the bill. Also in February 2019, a court ruled against the Suffolk County Jail in the case of a former inmate who was denied hormone replacement therapy by the jail's doctors. Documents introduced in the trial indicate 11 other inmates were also denied treatment. Courts. Suffolk County is part of the 10th Judicial District of the New York State Unified Court System, is home to the Alphonse M. D'Amato Courthouse of the Federal U.S. District Court, Eastern District of New York. The state courts are divided into Supreme Court, which has general jurisdiction over all cases, and lower courts that either hear claims of a limited dollar amount or of a specific nature. Similarly, the local courts hear claims of a limited dollar amount or hear specific types of cases. The federal court has jurisdiction over federal claims, state law claims that are joined with federal claims, and claims where there is a diversity of citizenship. Supreme Court. The Suffolk County Supreme Court is a trial court of unlimited general original jurisdiction, but it generally only hears cases that are outside the subject matter jurisdiction of other trial courts of more limited jurisdiction. The Suffolk County Clerk is the clerk of the Court of the Supreme Court. The main courthouse for the Supreme Court is in Riverhead, which has been the court's home since 1729. The original courthouse was replaced in 1855, and that courthouse was expanded in 1881. The courthouse was damaged by fire and rebuilt in 1929. In 1994, a new court building was added to the complex. This courthouse was dedicated as the Allen D. Oshrin Supreme Court Building on August 1, 2011. The Supreme Court also shares space in the Coastline Court complex in central Islip with several other courts and county agencies. Matrimonial actions are heard in the Supreme Court, and those matters are generally heard in the Supreme Court section of the Coastline Court complex. Other superior courts. The Suffolk County Court is a trial court of limited jurisdiction. It has jurisdiction over all of Suffolk County and is authorized to handle criminal prosecutions of both felonies and lesser offenses committed within the county, although in practice most minor offenses are handled by the local courts. It is the trial court for felonies, or where a person is indicted by a grand jury in Suffolk County. The county court also has limited jurisdiction in civil cases, generally involving amounts up to $25,000. The county court is in the Cromarty Court, Complex Criminal Courts Building in Riverhead. The Suffolk County Surrogates Court hears cases involving the affairs of descendants, including the probate of wills and the administration of estates, guardianships, and adoptions. The Surrogates Court is in the county center in Riverhead. The Suffolk County Family Court has jurisdiction over all of Suffolk County in petitions filed for neglect and abuse, juvenile delinquency/designated felonies, persons in need of supervision, adoption, guardianship, foster care, family offense, order of protection, custody and visitation, paternity support matters, child and the court also has a juvenile drug court and family treatment court. Individuals, attorneys, and agencies may initiate a proceeding in the family court with the filing of a petition. The Suffolk County Family Court is in the Courthouse Court Complex in central Islip and maintains a facility in Riverhead. Case assignment is dependent upon the geographical location of the parties. Local courts. The District Court and the Town and Village Courts are the local courts of Suffolk County. There are more than 30 local courts, each with limited criminal and civil subject matter and geographic jurisdictions. The local criminal courts have trial jurisdiction over misdemeanors, violations, and infractions, preliminary jurisdiction over felonies, and traffic tickets charging a crime. The local civil courts calendar small claims, evictions, and civil actions. Suffolk County District Court has geographic jurisdiction over the 5 western towns of Suffolk County: Babylon, Brookhaven, Huntington, Islip, and Smithtown. The criminal division of the Suffolk District Court is in the Courthouse Court Complex, central Islip, and includes domestic violence courts, drug court, and a mental health court. The civil division is divided up in the 5 outlying courthouses in Lindenhurst, Huntington Station, Hauppauge, Ronkonkoma, and Patchogue. Civil actions may be filed up to $15,000 and small claims actions up to $5,000. Actions are commenced by filing with the court. Summary proceedings under the RPAPL are filed in the district where the property is located. The town courts of East Hampton, Riverhead, Shelter Island, Southampton, and Southold have geographic jurisdiction over the 5 eastern towns of Suffolk County. Each town maintains a courthouse where judges hear criminal cases, including a regional drug court and civil actions. Civil actions are commenced by serving a summons and complaint for claims up to $3,000, and small claims actions are heard up to $3,000. Summary proceedings under the RPAPL are filed in the town where the property is located. The village courts of Amityville, Sharokin, Babylon, Belterre, Belport, Brightwaters, Head of the Harbor, Huntington Bay, Islandy, Lake Grove, Lindenhurst, Lloyd Harbor, Nissaquag, Northport, Ocean Beach, Old Field, Patchogue, Paquot, Port Jefferson, Quogue, Sag Harbor, Saltaire, Shoreham. Criminal and civil subject matter jurisdiction varies in each court. Most non-criminal moving violation tickets issued in the 5 west towns are handled by the Traffic Violations Bureau, which is part of the New York State Department of Motor Vehicles, not the court system. Economy, education, colleges and universities. State University of New York, Stony Brook University main campus in Stony Brook, satellite campus in Southampton, Farmingdale State College East Farmingdale, Suffolk County Community College campuses in Selden, Riverhead, and Brentwood satellite centers in Sayville and Riverhead. Private, 5 Towns College Dix Hills, St. Joseph's College Patchogue, Truro College and University System, Truro College Graduate School of Education Bay Shore, Truro College School of Health Sciences Bay Shore, Tis Bay Shore, Truro Law Center Central Islip, Watson School of Biological Sciences Cold Spring Harbor, satellite and branch campuses, Adelphi University Hauppauge Education and Conference Center in Hauppauge, Long Island University Brentwood and Riverhead, on the campuses of Suffolk County Community College, Malloy College Suffolk Center in Farmingdale, St. John's University Hauppauge. Media, Newspapers, newspapers. Amityville Record, Bayport Blue Point Gazette, Dan's Papers, Newsday, Sayville Gazette, Shelter Island Reporter, The Beacon, the East Hampton Press, the East Hampton Star, the Islip Bulletin, the Long Island Advance, the Port Times Record, the Riverhead News Review, the Shelter Island Reporter, the Southampton Press, the Suffolk County News, the Suffolk Times, the Tide of Moriches and Manorville, the Times Beacon Record, the Times of Huntington, the Times of Middle Country, the Times of Northport and East Northport, the Times of Smithtown, the Village Beacon Record, the Village Times Herald. Radio stations: Walk FM, WAP LP Westhampton, WBAB Babylon, WBAS Bridgehampton, WB Southold, WBLY Patchogue, WBON Westhampton, WBWD Islip, WBZO Bay Shore, Weir Montauk, Talk, Weg Napeg, Weg Quag, Weg Quag, Wham, Manorville, Wayne, East Hampton, Welge, Montauk, WFRS, Smithtown, WFTU, Riverhead, WGSS, Copiague, WHFM, Southampton, WJJF, Montauk, WJVC, Center Moriches, WLID, Patchogue, WLIM, Medford, WLUR FM, Hampton Bays, Tin Bays, Tin Bays, Tin Bays, Tin Bays, Tin Bays, WLEAF FM, Southampton, WLIX LP, Ridged, WLNG Sag Harbor, Harbor, WNIG Patchogue, WNI Huntington, WTI Calverton Roanoke, WRCN FM Riverhead, Riverhead, WRLI Southampton, WSHR Lake Ronkonkoma, WSUF Noyak, WASP Stony Brook, WWSK Smithtown, WXBA Brentwood. Television stations: WFTY-DT Smithtown, WLNY-TV Riverhead, WVVH-CD Southampton. Suffolk Seashore. Fire Island Lighthouse was an important landmark for many transatlantic ships coming into New York Harbor in the early 20th century. For many European immigrants, the Fire Island Light was their first sight of land upon arrival in America. The Fire Island Inlet span of the Robert Moses Causeway connects to Robert Moses State Park on the western tip of Fire Island. The Great South Bay Bridge, the first causeway bridge, had only one northbound and one southbound lane. The span of 2 miles 3 km across Great South Bay to Captree Island features a main span of 600 feet 200 m, with a clearance for boats of 60 feet 20 m. After crossing the State Boat Channel over its 665-foot 203 m long bascule bridge, the causeway meets the Ocean Parkway at a cloverleaf interchange. This interchange provides access to Captree State Park, Gilgo State Park, and Jones Beach State Park. The Fire Island Inlet Bridge continues the 2-lane road, 1 lane in each direction, across Fire Island Inlet to its terminus at Robert Moses State Park and the Fire Island Lighthouse. Robert Moses Causeway opened in 1964. Suffolk County has the most lighthouses of any United States county, with 15 of its original 26 lighthouses still standing. Of these 15, 8 are in Southold Township alone, giving it more lighthouses than any other township in the United States. Secessionist movements. At various times, there have been proposals for a division of Suffolk County into 2 counties. The western portion would be called Suffolk County, while the eastern portion of the current Suffolk County would comprise a new county to be called Peconic County. Peconic County would consist of the 5 easternmost towns of Suffolk County: East Hampton, Riverhead, Shelter Island, Southampton, and Southold, plus the Shinnecock Indian Reservation. The proposed Peconic County flag showed the 2 forks at the east end of Long Island separated by Peconic Bay. The star on the north represents Southold. The stars on the south fork represent Southampton and East Hampton. Riverhead is at the fork mouth, and Shelter Island is between the forks. The secessionist movement has not been active since 1998. The End of the Hamptons, Scenes from the Class Struggle in America's Paradise, by Cory Dolgon, New York University Press, 2005, examined the class roots of the secessionist movement in the Hamptons. In his review, Howard Zinn wrote that the book takes us beyond the much romanticized beaches of Long Island to the rich entrepreneurs and their McMansions, the Latino workers, and the stubborn indigenous residents refusing to disappear. The book is important because it is in so many ways a microcosm of the nation. The book won the Association for Humanist Sociology's 2005 Book Prize and the American Sociological Association's Marxist Section Book Award in 2007. Finance and taxation. Suffolk County has an 8.625% sales tax compared to an overall New York state sales tax of 4%, consisting of an additional 4.25% on top of the state and MTA assessment of 375%. Health. In March 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic first affected the county. As of December 12, 2020, there are a total of 73,281 cases and 2,153 deaths. Communities. In New York State, a town is the major subdivision of each county. Towns provide or arrange for most municipal services for residents of hamlets and selected services for residents of villages. All residents of New York who do not live in a city or on an Indian reservation live in a town. A village is an incorporated area, which is usually, but not always, within a single town. A village is a clearly defined municipality that provides the services closest to the residents, such as garbage collection, street and highway maintenance, street lighting, and building codes. Some villages provide their own police and other optional services. A hamlet is an informally defined populated area within a town that is not part of a village. Figures in parentheses are 2019 population estimates from the Census Bureau. Towns, villages incorporated, census-designated places unincorporated. Gardiner's Island. Gardiner's Island is an island off eastern Suffolk County. The island is 6 miles 10 km long and 3 miles 5 km wide and has 27 miles 43 km of coastline. The same family has owned the island for nearly 400 years, one of the largest privately owned islands in America or the world. In addition, it is the only American real estate still intact as part of an original royal grant from the English Crown. Robbins Island. Robbins Island is an island in the Peconic Bay between the North and South Forks of eastern Suffolk County. It is within the jurisdiction of town of Southold in Suffolk County, New York. The island is 435 acres, 1.8 km2, and presently undeveloped. The island is privately owned and not accessible to the public. Indian reservations. 2 Indian reservations are within the borders of Suffolk County: Shinnecock Reservation, Poospatuck Reservation. Transportation. The county includes a lot of roadways and other public transportation infrastructure. The local Suffolk County Legislature oversees funding and regulations for the infrastructure. In 2019, the legislature required all new projects to account for future climate change caused sea level rise. Major highways. IMNS 495 Long Island Expressway traverses the county from the Nassau County line in the west to Riverhead in the east. Original plans called for the expressway to extend further past Riverhead and along the island's North Fork, possibly to Orient Point, where a crossing to Connecticut could be built. The expressway connects to Manhattan via the Queens Midtown Tunnel. New York State Route 27 crosses the county from the Nassau County line in the west to Montauk Point in the east, which is also the easternmost point in New York State. The road is limited access from West Babylon to Southampton. Airports. Several airports serve commuters and business travelers, most notably Long Island MacArthur Airport in Ronkonkoma, Republic Airport in East Farmingdale, and Francis S. Gabreski Airport in Westhampton Beach. Public transportation. Suffolk County is served by Suffolk County Transit. Long Island Railroad, the Hampton Jitney, and Hampton Luxury Liner connect Suffolk County to New York City. Notable people. Kevin James was raised in Stony Brook. McFoley was raised in East Setauket. Don Wainwright Roman III resides here. Karl Yastrzemski was raised in Southampton. Craig McGeough was raised in Kings Park.